Hello, my name is Bernie Thompson, and today we're going to look at a 2000 Chevy Venture van. This van has a 3400 series engine with a dead misfire. This van's really sick, but I don't think it's as sick as the technician who's been working on it. Let's take a closer look at this van and see why. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to check the DTCs on this Chevy Venture. We're going to use a factory Vetronix Tech 2 scan tool. The first code is a P0300. The second code is a P0405 EGR sensor circuit low. And the third code is a P0440, an evap problem. Now obviously the problem is the DTC hasn't detected which cylinder is misfiring by just giving us a P0300. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back out and we're going to go over and we're going to go to special functions and we're going to go to misfire graph, and now we're going to see what it indicates. So we're going to start it up, and here we see that the Tech 2 is indicating that cylinder 4 is our dead hole or a miss. No other partial misfires are identified, just cylinder 4. The problem with a P0304 on this Chevy Venture van is that the technician who's been working on this has already found a problem with cylinder 4. Cylinder 4's intake valve is stuck wide open. This created no compression on 4 and had a dead hole. Since then, the technician has replaced the entire head and everything else that would create this cylinder to fire. There is something else wrong with this Chevy Venture. Let's take a closer look and find out what. The problem with using the scan tool as the basis to diagnose a misfire is the scan tool can be incorrect. The onboard computer system can misidentify the cylinder that's under a misfire. Usually the cylinder misidentification is the companion cylinder, a cylinder before or a cylinder after. In 2002, the software was required by federal law to be rewritten. Now the misfire software will also include the first 200 fire cycles of an engine to identify a misfire. Now originally I thought when they redid the software that we would stop having misidentification of cylinders, but that wasn't correct. I see as many late model cars misidentify cylinders as early model cars. What we really need is another way to verify the engine's misfire. That's what Automotive Test Solutions has developed. We've made a misfire system that comprises a sensing cell and a venturi. The venturi is placed in the tailpipe, and as the air goes in and out of the tailpipe, this sensor is going to read it. Under an engine misfire, the air is moving back into the tailpipe, and that volume of air changes the pressure in the venturi, which is read by the sensor. Once I locate where that pulse is by using one of the ignition pulses, we can identify what cylinder is missing. Now let's put this in the tailpipe. We'll connect the tailpipe transducer that we just put into the tailpipe to channel 1 of the eScope Limited. On channel 2, we're going to connect an inductive clamp that will pick up the energy from the ignition wire to be used as a trigger. We're going to connect a trigger filter onto channel 2. Then we'll connect the clamp around a wire. We're going to connect the inductive clamp around cylinder number 2's wire so the EMissFire will have a good trigger to locate the cylinder position. Now that we've got the tailpipe probe in the tailpipe and we've got the eScope Limited connected, we need to configure the software for the misfire. First, you have a choice whether you're going to do misfire analysis or compression analysis. Go to the misfire analysis and open it. We need to open GM, and then we need to find the model year, 2000. We need to find the series engine, which is a 3400. Now that we have the right identification of the motor, we need to identify what cylinder we're triggering on. We put the wire or the trigger on the wire for number 2. So we need to come over to the trigger cylinder and we need to find cylinder 2. So now cylinder 2 will be located. Now the misfire software is ready. Let's start this engine up. Now you can see that cylinder 1 is being ID'd as the cylinder. Let's go to misfire. This drop with this steep rise indicates a misfire is occurring. Cylinder 1, the light is staying on constantly. Cylinder 1 is the misfire. Let's reset this and watch it come back up again. Now we have another miss being identified on 3. What we need to do is adjust the sensitivity of the machine, and it will give us a better idea of where the miss is. The machine can be set up so we can set the sensitivity to find misfires more easily. As you can see, 1 is indicated as the dead miss, and 1 is indicating a steady miss as well. Here's a comparison of the Tech 2 indicating cylinder 4 is the misfire, and the EMissFire indicating that cylinder 1 is the misfire. In this case, the Tech 2 is misreporting the cylinder. Cylinder 1 is the misfire on this Chevy Venture.